Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Welcome, everybody. You are live. Rhonda's Room on site with Rhonda, and this is our very first International Women's Day Summit, and I am so thrilled to have so many amazing women with me. Let me see if I can get everybody on the screen. We've got amazing women. Now, if you haven't shared this already, if you're joining us, and you're on Facebook, go ahead and share this live right now, and you will be able to comment on Facebook. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for just everybody being here. We have such an incredible show tonight, and what I would like to do is we're going to celebrate all these beautiful, amazing women. We have different countries, different nationalities, different religions, different everything. But the one thing we all have in common is we're all women. We all have the same heart, and we all have chosen to heal in some way, shape, or form in our life. And that's what we are going to celebrate. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to just say a real fast, just a little quick blessing real fast on the show. And as soon as I'm done, if you guys want to say something, we'll all do it simultaneously for whoever you worship and all that. We are opening this up for everybody. So I just want to say thank you, God, for this opportunity. Bless each woman, bless each viewer, and let us all be on one accord and just guide this conversation and have your way. So if anybody would like to we can simultaneously you worship, or you can be silent. It doesn't matter. Just real quick, I just want to acknowledge everybody's faith and everybody's religion and make it a safe place.
Father, we bless all the women who are joining us. Anyone in pain, anyone what they're going through, Lord God.
Дорогой Господь, спасибо Тебе за сегодняшний день, за Твою благодать, за Твою силу, за Твою славу, Твое имя. Будь с нами.
Thank you, Lord. All right, so let's get started, everybody. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a radio talk show host and a TV host. And I have a saying called buckle up, baby. So I want to just welcome everybody and say that today, buckle up, because you guys are in for a treat, everybody that's viewing. So let's go ahead and we'll introduce everyone. What each woman will do is they're going to take about 5 minutes and tell you their name, their country. If they speak another language, they'll greet you in their language and just tell us a little bit about your story and what you chose to heal from. And I'm just going to go by the way I see you. So, Sophie, you are first. So let's start with you, and I will go ahead and bring you up on screen all by yourself.
Great.
All right, there we go. You are on, Sophie.
Hi, everybody. My name's Sophie Bretag, and I'm from Adelaide in Australia, which is right down the bottom of Australia. I am absolutely passionate about supporting other women, lifting other people up, mental health. I suffer from anxiety myself, so I've had to spend a fair bit of time working through how I be brave, how I be authentic, and still thrive. And I can honestly say that there are some beautiful people in my life who have supported me through that. And I can't wait to hear everybody else's story on this panel. I'm very honoured to be here with these amazing women on such an important day. So lovely to meet you all. I can't wait to hear everything that you're going to share, and can't wait to have a chat about how we all change the world in our own little special ways. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Edlyn, you are next. Let me go ahead and get you spotlighted here. All right, there you go.
I'm Edlyn Sabrina McGarity, and I'm tuning in from Ohio, United States, but I'm originally from India. That's my homeland. And if you are watching from India, I want to say namaskar, namaskaram, adab, sat sri akal, my homeland. Welcome to this wonderful meeting. Also, I've lived for 20 years in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, a slice of heaven, actually. And if you're logging in from Uganda, I want to say Wasuzotianyo to the Luos there, Kopango, and to the East African community, Jambo, Wada, Karibu. So I would like to share today about the pain I chose to heal myself from, and that was a very painful situation of a painful marriage. I held on to it, clung on to it, fought for it till I realized that marriage was worth fighting for, but not dying for. And that's my point that I'll be sharing today. I am a keynote speaker, a Jack Canfield certified trainer, and I help people who are in toxic situations to take back their power, take charge of their life, and live their best versions. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity, Rhonda. I'm really excited to be here, to be part of the first International Summit, Women's Summit that you're holding.
Awesome. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, the next one that I see on my screen is Sadaf. So let me get you highlighted real quickly here, Sadaf. All right.
Yep, I'm here. Hello, everybody. So originally, I'm from Pakistan, and at the moment, I'm in Dubai. It's been 10 years now, and we moved here because of my husband's job. So to every Muslim community and otherwise, I am happy to tell the stories of how we live in this part of the world. So I would like to start by greeting in my language, which is Assalamu alaikum. It means all the peace be on everybody. I think my journey of pain, I would start with that, started in 2017 when within 6 months, I happened to have a lot of traumatic experience. It started with a stillborn birth, then a bully boss, and then complication in my marriage. So how I managed all this at this point of time, I will share as we go. I'm a corporate trainer by profession, and I train employees on EQ, leadership, public speaking, and mindset mentoring. So since COVID happened, our training industry kind of had a big hit because we cannot have gatherings like, the thing we used to have before. We are training 20, 25 people in one room. So this changed a bit. So I found myself working a lot on this virtual space. So now I create content for companies, for their trainings, courses for them, and then I do manage to give trainings online, YouTube, LinkedIn, I don't know, Instagram, all these social media platforms. I've been working a lot since COVID. So this is how we ended up here on this platform. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So next on the screen that I see is Bella. Let me bring you up. All right, Bella, you are up.
Hello, everybody. Rhonda, I want to thank you for having me here. And this is the first international conference for you. And I am really excited to be on this inaugural podcast with everyone, all my global sisters and everyone watching on Facebook. My name is Bella Cruz, and I am from the USA. I am from Texas, so a big howdy to everyone. I know that some of us are sharing our faith, so I come from the Christian community, and I am an international best-selling author. I'm the CEO of Bella Cruz Enterprises, and I'm also a motivational speaker. And today the theme is Choose to Heal. So what I'm going to be talking about is something that happened in my life. I became homeless due to identity theft. So that was a very painful thing. But now what I do is everything that I learned in that storm, and my talk is going to be about being a storm warrior and what happens to you when your ship comes out of the storm. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And focus on the things that happened and the transition that happened to me during that time. So that's what I'm going to be speaking about. I know that we all have challenges, that we've all been through many things in our lives, things that have hurt us, things that have wounded us. But there's always a great positive outcome that we can choose to look for at the end of that storm. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, friends and my global sisters. Thank you for watching today.
Awesome. We're getting all kinds of comments. I just want to show you guys, okay? Like, here we go. We got Ron Green. He's one of my friends. Stellar lineup. Eric Holmes is watching. Awesome. So everybody who's watching, if you are on Facebook, you can do your comments. You can support all these beautiful ladies and, just go ahead and cheer them on. All right. The next one, let me go up here too, because the order changed a little bit. Let me go up here to Ilona. All right, you are up.
Greetings, everybody. I'm so honored to be among such beautiful, bright ladies out there. And I want to say to all of you, to Happy International Women's Day. And I would like to also cheer on anybody who's watching me from the home Soviet or the old Soviet. I'm going to say it in Russian and read them and sing. Я вас поздравляю с Народным женским днем, мои красавицы, чтобы у вас все было хорошо, чтобы Господь вас благословил за все то, что вы делаете. And I'm so honored to be here today. I'm a refugee from the country of Georgia, which is between Russia and Turkey. Yes, I'm not from state of Georgia. We usually have a saying and have a joke that we had so many people of Georgia who didn't live in that land, so we moved to the United States. So pretty much we own the part of the land here in the United States. My last name is Parunakova, and I am an international TEDx speaker. I am a best-selling author. I'm very honored to be one. I'm also a pastor. I'm a certified personal trainer. I am also the professional master's, the life coach as well and success coach. And I'm very honored to be part of this this place. So what is so significant to me about the topic of choose to heal is that I am a direct descendant of the Armenian genocide survivors, where my great grandparents were witnessed how his parents have been beheaded in front of his eyes. And all of my life, I was growing up without this information. Nobody has told me about that piece until recently as I was writing my book. And I'm so glad that this journey had occurred in my life, because as I was growing up, I knew something was missing in me, part of my identity, because I did not fit in my country as I was growing up, because my mother was from different country. So I had a different color of the hair, just like I have right now. And people did not accept me. I did not fit in universities because my last name was Russian. And in Georgia, during that time, we had the collapse of the Soviet Union. And therefore, there was a big, political problem between these two nations. And me carrying the last name, I endured lots of the persecution, not physical, but, as an outcast of the society. So I was struggling about finding my identity. Who am I? Am I Russian? Am I Georgian? I do not fit as an Armenian girl, Ukrainian. And therefore, I was rejected by my dad, by my grandparents, by universities, all the systems out there. However, something happened in my life that I did not fit as part of my, carrying it through in my life. And I chose to heal from that pain in my life.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we got so much to get into, ladies. Let's make sure we get everybody introduced now. Last but not least, well, actually, I'll go last, but Fiona from London. Now, she is the actual co-host. This whole vision, everybody, was the baby of both Fiona and myself, because she is the one that brought to me International Women's Day, and I was supposed to be in London actually, me, Bella, and Ilona. We were supposed to be in France right now, speaking at a conference, and I was going to jump over to London, meet Fiona, and we were going to do an International Women's Day, but COVID came, and you know what? We're all still here, and we're even bigger and stronger. So I just want to go ahead and bring Fiona on here so you can introduce yourself as well. There we go.
Hi, hey Rhonda, hey ladies, hey everyone. My name is Fiona Small. I'm the founder of a community interest company in the UK called Young Mums Support Network, which has been going 9 years. I set it up as a result of my own personal experiences into motherhood, and really wanted to challenge society's perceptions on single parenthood. To date, I've won a few awards. We've got national projects, we've done international projects, we've got a range of different exciting things happening during this period around COVID, supporting mothers digitally. We've grown in such an amazing way. I've got a phenomenal team around me who have just helped me to just build and grow this vision. I also teach female founders who have a social purpose on how to set up businesses and how to become sustainable, especially those that are working on community-based businesses. What I wanted to, when Rhonda and I decided to focus on like the theme today, which was choose to heal. As you know, the actual theme for International Women's Day is choose to challenge. But when we were discussing it, we were like, this doesn't actually fit right. Let's try something different. So we went for choose to heal. And I think when you think about it, all of us have something that we need to heal from, whether it's from our childhood, whether it's from past relationships, whether it's from whatever it is that's happened and occurred in our life. So that's where the choose to heal come from. And I think for me, a lot of the things that I believe, and I feel I'm on a constant healing journey. I think healing is a process. I don't think we ever just arrive at the end of the destination of healing. I think it's a continuous journey. And there's a number of things that I would say when I think about healing. I think about, you know, my past traumas. I don't know if many of you may have heard of the adverse childhood experiences, my parents' breakup. I still feel that, you know, as a grown adult and a mother myself, I still have a residue and still healing from that. Broken relationships with the fathers of my children, there's still a healing process and a healing journey. So there's a multiple different elements of healing. When I think about healing, it's not just one faceted. There's a range of different kind of healing and different layers to it. So I would say healing is a journey. It's something that we continuously go on, and once you embark on the healing journey, I think that is where you really do find that self-discovery and true purpose.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I am so excited, ladies. Everybody has been introduced. Now let me introduce myself as well. I don't need to go up big. I'd rather be with all of y'all. I needed to bring each one of you up. My name is Rhonda L. Thompson, and I am the host of this, and I'm a radio and TV talk show host. I have a radio show, Rhonda's Room, on Power 108.9 in Atlanta, and I've got 2 TV shows here on the E360 platform. Rhonda's Room, this Sunday edition is called Onsite with Rhonda, where we talk about things like this. We discuss topics that are sometimes difficult and how to navigate through them. And then my Thursday show is called Over the Top TV, where it's over the top. Anybody could be on that show. It could be Tony Terry, an R&B legend. It could be the Donovan, who's a classical pianist. It could be a puppeteer. It could be anything. It's over the top. But I'm just so honored and grateful. Now, my background is I'm 54 years old. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm Italian, but I've got 5 children. They're all grown. I've got 10 grandchildren, biological. My one grandson was murdered on his 13th birthday, and I have a lot of trauma in my life, a lot of sexual trauma, a lot of mental abuse, physical abuse, that between family members and friends, and you know, I've been in a lot of bad relationships where I've got a lot of scars on my body from different men. And my journey is coming through a lot of trauma. So I'm a trauma specialist now. And I am a certified John Maxwell speaker as well, coach, counselor, speaker. I am an author. I'm revising something as well. But I really wanted to bring this together because we, as women especially, you know, women tend to stay away from each other, but if we just have a conversation, we see we're really more alike than unalike, and we all share the same heart. We all have the same desire. We all love our families. We all love our children. We all worship our lords and our gods, and we do it full-heartedly, and you know, our hearts are in the same place. So choose to heal. I've had to heal from a lot of things, and it is a choice. And so that's what this discussion is going to be about tonight. And so what we're going to do is, guys, continue to send in the comments. As you notice, I've been putting the comments up on screen. But we've got so many countries represented, so many languages, so many amazing women that are like award after award after award. So I just want to open up the discussion. First of all, what was the point in your life that you decided to heal? Did something happen, or what was it that you had to choose to heal from? And whoever would like to start, we can just kind of go. Okay, because it's just going to be like a discussion among women. So everyone going to let their hair down, loosen up your bra, and let's go. Okay. So who would like to start with something that you had to heal from? Like some of you started.
I can share some kind of like very quick moment. It was during my my second, you know, my high school moment when I had to, during that time when they had to put the price to, in order for you to study your high school, you have to pay for the high school to go to the high school. And during the collapse of the Soviet Union, when my dad lost his job because of him being different nationality, we lost everything. And that moment was the decision maker, whether do I drop out of the school, which I was the best student, but I just could not afford the school, or what do I do in order for me to continue the school, because education was important to me and my family. Until then, my teacher looked at me in a class and she said to me, Ilona, you are not going to drop out of the school. Me and my other teachers are going to pull out the money for you to continue to study. And there was a test, there was a big exam was coming up, and they said whether you fail or not, you're going to continue the school and we will pay for you. That phrase alone, that somebody believed in me.
Yeah.
Out of my relatives who called me ugly, my grandparents who rejected me. When she said that to me, I said to myself, I would be embarrassed if I would not do my very best to study for the test. And boy, I was on the roofs until the last dim of the sun because we didn't have electricity. I was studying every single book like crazy, and I passed every single exam. And
Wow.
I got qualified to study for free because of that statement. They were so powerful in my life. And I only didn't take their money, but I only refueled my life with that. And I said, after that, this is it.
Awesome. Awesome. That is wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Somebody else, what did you have to heal from that was really hard for you? What did you have to make a decision to heal from? Y'all got to loosen up, man. Let's have a conversation.
I'll go, Rhonda. I think
I was going to start. I couldn't unmute myself.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So as a child, I remember when my parents separated and stuff, and I was in teenage years, but there was a situation that occurred once where I believed that I was blamed for my father losing his job, which I think when he lost his good job, at that moment is when things really started to change financially in our home. And I used to go around thinking, because I remember one day when my brother and I were at home, and basically I had called my dad to say we were hungry, and he brought us some food. And I think at the time somebody senior came to his office and he wasn't there, but because he had brought us food. But I, in my own mind as a child, had thought it was as a result of that why he had lost his job. So I remember having a conversation with my mum once about it as an adult, and we were talking, and I just explained to her that, I know it was because of me that, all this happened and you and dad broke up. My mum, she looked at me and she said, that had nothing to do with you. You as children, sometimes you can pick the wrong end of the stick. And I literally had a total different story in my mind, had carried it, for this period of time. And then it was at that moment when I had the conversation with my mum, and the relief that I felt in terms of feeling all this time that burden was on my shoulders, thinking it was my fault, it's because of me my dad lost his job, it's because of me my parents divorced. And then it was absolutely nothing to do with me. And then it made me realize that actually there are some things that we carry baggage wise that don't even belong to us, but we've just not had conversation or asked questions to say, what happened here, or did that have anything to do with me? And oftentimes it's absolutely nothing. So I think that really, not only did it relieve me of a burden I was carrying that didn't belong to me, but it allowed me to begin to heal as well from the trauma of that breakup.
Awesome. Awesome. And I know Bella was going to speak at the same time you were going to speak, and you guys can get off of mute now. It's fine. We can all talk at the same time. It's just, if you're going to cough or something like that, then put it on mute. But no, y'all don't have to wait to talk, because that's not how a conversation goes. Everybody talks, All right. So unmute, loosen up, and let's talk.
Loosen up.
There you go. All right. So, and if somebody doesn't let you talk, say, look, lady, let me get in my, come on, let's just let our hair down and have a conversation. All right. All right. So go ahead, Bella.
Okay. Well, what I was going to talk about, because we've all been through the storm, we've all been through hurts. We've, whatever the scenario whatever our situation was, I think that it all comes down to a broken heart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, I know that when I was going through what I was going through, I lost my home, my car, my children. My God, they had to go find their own home somewhere to try to live just like I did. And my heart was broken into a million pieces. And so when you go through that, you know, and me not knowing how long this was going to last, I had no idea. This lasted 7 years. Finally, I found out God puts an end to everything. I found out it was a relative that stole my identity that had gone to federal prison and used my social security number. And they watched all this. Can you imagine? So when I finally got over this, I knew in my heart, because I'd already been on this earth long enough, that I had to learn how to forgive. And that is a process, let me tell you, especially since it was a family member. I mean, I completely, I was broken, all the suffering, and then having to deal with that at the very end and finding out that this was done on purpose by a family member, you know, them watching in the background, not ever helping me, not ever coming forward to end that suffering. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people watching right now. And so I know that whatever your storm was, I know it's not easy. I can't tell you why these things happen, but I do know, and I knew enough in my life that I had to forgive. I had to forgive the storm in order to learn from the storm, in order to move on and grow and become a stronger person. I had to forgive.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. I see you guys bubbling. Edlyn's bubbling. Edlyn's waiting. She's busting. Go ahead, Edlyn.
I just wanted to bring some cultural input here because I'm representing India and Uganda. In India, growing up, you know, a woman is like an epitome of sacrifice and love, you know, and the woman is always taking care of everybody else's needs, pleasing everybody, parents, and then the husband, and then the life revolves around the children once they have children. So there's no emphasis on what the woman wants or her dreams and her desires. It's like you sacrifice it for the greater good, you know, and that's a beautiful thought when you're in a nurturing situation and you're getting back in different ways. But in a dysfunctional, painful, toxic relationship, that doesn't work. I was in a toxic relationship, giving and fighting and trying myself, and because of the upbringing, it's like, well, you sacrifice. You know, pain is just part of your life. So you actually believe that that's how life is. You know, you sacrifice your desires, yourself, you suppress yourself, and go through pain. Pain is part of a woman's life. That's how you hear. You know that it's part of her life. But they don't tell you that it should not be. It can be part of it, but it should not be a lifestyle. You know, just living for the rest of my life in pain. When I was in Uganda, on the perspective also was on similar lines. I would. When I would go to get counsel, you know, the church, the leaders, it would be mostly like, adjust, just ignore, you know, compromise. So that's what is told. And I'm here in a painful marriage, and one of the worst advice for all the viewers watching, if you're in a toxic relationship, one of the most destructible, backward advice you can get is ignore for the sake of peace.
Yes.
Please, if you're listening, and this was a very senior church leader telling me when I was sharing about something painful, they're like, ignore for the sake of peace. And what I was convinced, because I was fighting for the marriage, I was no quitter, you know, I don't get married to quit, you know. And I married across the country. I married a person from Uganda, but I was no quitter. You know, I was going to hold on and fight. And I convinced myself that I could pretend good for the rest of my life. I was sure I could do it because I was not the only one in pain. I've seen, you know, you feel pain. It's you suffer, but that's not true. You cannot pretend for your life. It's like when you ignore a wound and then it festers and then it gets worse and then the wound spreads to other parts, and then by the time you delay, time does not heal everything. Another message for those who are viewing: time does not heal everything. You have to choose to heal. You have to choose to take a step to heal. So if somebody says ignore, you know, with time things will get better, it will not. You have to take a step. You have to take an action. So
it
for
is a choice. It's a choice, Edlyn, to forgive. It's a choice.
And I saw people, some people right in front of me just breaking down. And I saw myself going mentally down. I was physically, I was like 94 pounds, like 54.
Wow.
I lost it. Because I was not being myself, just, everywhere that I'm happy because we were the ideal couple pretending inside. And then what hit me was when I saw one of my close friends she lost her mind, and it was coming to me. I saw it happening to me. I would wake up in the middle of the night wailing, like literally wailing in my sleep. And that's when I was like, I'm deceiving myself that I'm doing favor to myself or to the church or to my children.
Yeah.
It's better if I couldn't have a living mom divorce than a dead mom or a mentally insane mom. So
that's incredible. That's incredible. Now I've got a question. Because I read everybody's bios and tried to get to know everybody, that I don't already know. And one of the things all of you, I'm so proud of all the things that you do, but each one of you is an expert in a different area, which is another thing that this is so phenomenal. Sadaf, I noticed on yours, you are a mindset makeover mentor. MMMM. And I was like, okay, I want to ask you about, so with what Edlyn is talking about, and what we've been talking about, where you've got to make over your mind, because that's one of the things that I focus on too. So how did you have to heal, and how did you get into mindset makeover? What would you say to what Edlyn is saying right now?
Yeah, that's an amazing, I would say, the insights of, how we how we choose to live our life, that we choose to heal every time we are hurt. So I'll just, I'll take the story a bit backward. What Edlyn said, that when we talk about societies and culture, not all culture accept women as independent,
Right.
They don't see women as a person herself. So same story from childhood. We are not given the identity that we have choices, we have wisdom, we can talk and we can decide for ourselves. So all those emotions have been suppressed for so long in collectivism society, where you have to be around everybody. I realized that getting out is not an option for everybody, including me.
Right.
So I have to stay in my environment, because there are so many variables attached, that I think that if I leave the environment, I'll be more miserable, because we have been conditioned in such a way that maybe this pain is less than what is coming after this, right? So in that case, the only choice we have is how we change our belief, which we call mindset makeover.
Okay.
For example, if you deserve something and you're not getting at that point of time, it's yet again your choice how to look at that perspective. Maybe that thing is important, but not as important in other person point of view. But yet again, it doesn't define your worth. Your worth is always you inside. So this is what I've learned. Whatever is happening around me, whatever other person is doing to me, say it my parents, my sibling, my husband, even my kids, they become difficult when they grow up. They are 16 and 12 right now. So whatever they are doing around me, that doesn't define my worth.
Right.
When I made peace with this fact, everything was manageable around me,
Wow.
So it's a game of how you look at the things, your perspective, your beliefs.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Now, Sophie, you've been so quiet. I'm waiting for you. And you were like one of the ones that talked the most. And I'm like, you just not saying a word. So let's bring Australia in. Let's bring Australia in. Okay.
No, I'm actually, honestly, I've just been sitting here just in awe of all of you beautiful humans. I'm kind of speechless, and that's why I'm so quiet, because I'm listening to all of your amazing stories and your acceptance of your situation, but also how you've managed to make those changes within your lives to either come to terms with something that you know you perhaps cannot change, and so you've adapted and changed your mindset and I suppose settled into that as your space. And then some of you who have gone, this is not okay, I'm going to step outside the boundaries, I'm going to be brave, I'm going to do exactly what I want to do with my life, and it doesn't matter what other people think. So like I'm getting the goosebumps because this is just so powerful. I think so many people in the world, especially on such an amazing day as International Women's Day, there are so many women who don't talk about how they're processing through particular situations, or they don't talk to other women or other people to say, I'm hand up, I'm struggling, I'm not doing okay at the moment, can you please help me? It's this, and I know I've been absolutely through my whole life, it's been everything's fine, I'm all good, keep going, I'm perfect, nothing's going to faze me, and then inside I'm just this heaving mess of anxiety and trying to keep sort of this perfect facade going of I've got the job, I've got the kids, I've got a beautiful marriage, I've got the beautiful home, I'm so blessed, I'm so lucky. And yes, I am, but it doesn't mean life's perfect. And it also doesn't mean that I have to be perfect. And I think what changed it all for me was genuinely starting to say, this is me, this is authentically me. There are days when I'm not great. There are dark days when I'm absolutely amazing. But it's about how can I be truly who I am and give that to other people and sit with that and be uncomfortable with it, work through it. And I think definitely in my relationship, so both personal and business, it has completely transformed my life because people can then see who I am inside. They don't see this kind of, she's got it all together, oh my gosh, she's untouchable, how could I possibly not know the answer to something at work, how could I possibly say that I feel like I'm not coping, to somebody who looks like they've got it all together. So what I've changed is to have those brave conversations, to have those uncomfortable moments with people, and I've said, I'm not okay. I'm not always perfect. I certainly don't know the answer to everything. And can you help me? And how can I help you? And I think when you see that, it's you have that connection. It's about connection and authentic, real connection.
I agree with that.
I love that, Sophie, because one of the things that I was thinking as you were speaking is that, everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. Everyone here on this platform, everybody watching. And one of the things that I've learned is through our tragedies, as I know that most of us have, because all of you have empowered women globally. But, when we stop and we listen and we don't make the conversation about us, it really makes a difference on how you can focus on the inner heart and soul of someone else. And almost always when you start listening to them, when they start telling you, it might be even a business conversation, but it's amazing how their story will come out in some way. And that is when we can use what we've been through to help them move forward through their storm, or through, if maybe they've been through the storm, maybe they're going through the storm. I mean, I've had people crying in business offices, So I think that's what this is about, is how are we going to take what we went through to help others? How do we help them? And a huge part of that is just listening, because everyone will reveal their story.
That's perfect. You see, now I got goosebumps, Bella. Now I got goosebumps, because that is so profound, and that is the whole heart of this whole thing. You hit it right on the head. And normally I speak a lot more, but that's why I'm purposely not speaking, because I have so many guests on, and I want everyone to get the perspective from women around the world. They hear my story all the time, my followers, but this is the first time for everybody here. And I love what everybody is saying. And, you know, if we listen, we're saying a lot of the same things. We have the same struggles. And, you know, as women, we're so used to putting everybody else before us. We're so used to our duties, our faiths, our families, our, you know, whatever it is. And choosing to heal, that's something you got to do for yourself. And that's a choice you got to make. And a lot of times that's a struggle because we're brought up. I know I struggled a long time with guilt and shame my whole life, just from things I've been through. But then even when I became a mother, you know, and I had 2 failed marriages, you know, my kids are from 2 different men, but, you know, just the failure as a mother and just all the mistakes that I've made. And I kept myself locked into shame. I convinced myself that I wasn't worth keeping. I convinced myself that I was doing a horrible job. And that really does drive you. And then you look back and you're like, you know what? I wasn't that bad that I thought I was, you know, since we put ourselves down so much, we criticize ourselves, and we have to remind ourselves to be kind to us, you know, to cheer ourselves on. Me and my sister do something, like, you know, when you do something great, and if you got a kid and they're like 4 years old, right? There's a little girl and they do something great. You're like, good girl. Your voice goes up and everything. You're like, good girl. Or if it's a son, you're like, right on, man. You got it. You got it. You rock. You rock. You rock. You know, and we talk to kids that way. And when we do stuff, we're so quiet. And I'll call my kids. They're trained now. I'm like, I need a good girl. And I'll call them up and like, Mama, you need a good girl. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, good girl. So they know how the way we talk to ourselves is just as important and a key to how we heal.
Yeah.
Because we listen to ourselves more than anybody. Yeah. You know,
there's one more. There's one more very important point here is that we need to know what we actually want in life. Self-awareness opens, you know, doors like anything. If you like something and you want to do it, then no matter what, you keep on doing it. But if you're doing something else which you're not enjoying, like, you know, as a sideline, responsibilities, house, work, that is separate. But for healing or just to know yourself, self-awareness, I think, is a game changer.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And Edlyn, she painted that painting. I found out behind her.
Oh, no way.
I forgot to say that.
Oh, wow.
My healing.
Very talented.
Your skills for your healing.
How about that? Everybody give her. Isn't that awesome?
Good girl. Good girl.
I just wanted to say something else. Many times as women, we give away the power of our happiness and our joy to other people, like, oh, my children, and you're waiting for your husband to appreciate you, or for the society or other people to appreciate you. In my marriage, I was not getting a lot of appreciation, and it really put me, in my first marriage, it really would put me down, and even birthdays would not be celebrated, you know, that kind. What I learned was, if I don't celebrate myself,
right,
then nobody else may, you know. You're blessed if you have someone celebrating you and praising you and appreciating you. But if, to the viewers out there, if you're in a state, in a space where you are not, love yourself, appreciate yourself, just dress up on your birthday, tell everyone, hey, this is my birthday, come on, wish me, or just dress up, just celebrate yourself, because if you don't value yourself that much, others may not have a good.
Absolutely. All right, I gotta get Fiona and Ilona. Y'all are silent. You two talk more than everything. You two are my friends, okay? Everybody else.
I'm just taking it all in. It's been amazing. I think significant life events, I think what everyone has echoed here is exactly that. And it's when we have kind of managed to find our healing or embark on that. It's when you're then able to transfer it over onto others. Because I always say to people, even those that want to go into like the public speaking space, or people that are trying to get advice from me, and they're like, you know, Fiona, I want to be a public speaker, I want to share my story. But there's sometimes, you know, some people can want to share things prematurely, because have you ever been somewhere and you've seen people go up and they're trying to share, they're so emotional, they're in buckets of tears, they can't get it out. It's like, you are not ready to even get this stuff out, because you need to go through therapy. You need to kind of process it and identify what area of your story you're willing to share. With me, I think sometimes we have to recognize that there's so many different layers to us, and depends on, so you know, Ilona shared about her previous marriage, somebody spoke about their childhood, somebody, you know, spoke about a domestic abuse relationship. Know what area of your story you're comfortable with, really master that bit. If that's the healing journey that you've been on to try and unpack, then you know, if it is that you have been called and destined to be that public speaker, to share that area, share it from a space of, this is where I was, this is how I healed, and this is where I am now.
Awesome. All right, Ilona, you quiet again, okay? Are you taking it?
That means that I'm comfortable in this group of women, and I know most of you girls, so I know your stories, and I wanted to give the space. But I wanted to share the quote of my favorite person in the planet, is a Coco Chanel. I love what she stood for, and she said this. She said that there are two kinds of people on the planet. There are wealthy people who have money, and there are people who are rich.
Okay.
Richness is something that money cannot buy. We all have something in our lives that we cherish. That is a freedom. You know, we found identity. You found some kind of voice out there, and you're cherishing that. And I also know that the healing, also the first medicine for the healing, is forgiveness. That came from my life. And unforgiveness is just like a poison. When we drink, we hope that somebody else dies. And when you find out the forgiveness in your life, it's not a gift for somebody else. It's the gift that you give to yourself. It doesn't mean you have to go back to the same situation. That means the growth. That's when the point of growth happens. When you realize what happened to you in the past, learning where you want to go in the future, and what do you want to do between now and then, reach that. And that's the biggest power that I have given to myself, is the power of forgiving people who hurt me, places, systems, economics, academics, all of that things, because I don't want to carry that weight in my life anymore. I'm free.
That's awesome. And I would add too, you got to forgive yourself. I had to forgive myself. I apologized to each one of my children one-on-one, and I told them, I apologize. I was not a good mother. There were times I neglected you. There were times I chose men over you. There were times I was selfish. There was times I just made a mess of everything. And I had to do that because my sister and I, our mother, she made a lot of mistakes, and we've had, and she's done a lot of fantastic things, but we had a discussion one time. We said, what would it have changed if mom would have just apologized? Wow. And, instead of trying to be strong, and she, and I took that and I was like, you know what? I owe my children an apology. I owe my children an apology, because I know for me, I was wrapped up and I forfeited my voice so many years ago, and I didn't want my children to be stuck in that same thing. And I needed to admit that I'm not perfect, that I messed everything up. And, I did some great things, but I had to acknowledge the mistakes that I made to my kids, and just be authentic and just be honest and say, hey, you know what? I'm not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. I messed some things up here. I really fouled that up. I should have been at your cheerleading practices. I should have done this. Would you please forgive me? And, we can't be above asking others to forgive us. Yeah, we all forgive. We need to forgive, but we have, don't be above asking someone else to forgive you, even if it's your own child. But most importantly, forgive yourself. because that's where it starts.
I just wanted to say
I love that. I love that, Rhonda. That is, that's an extension of forgiveness as well. Because if you tell someone with great sincerity that you're sorry, it does open the door for forgiveness, and that's part of it. And I think that's becoming our platform, isn't it, today?
I guess so. That's part of healing. Yeah,
It is. But I think when you sincerely tell someone that you're sorry, it starts opening their heart, and it starts opening the door to forgiveness. And it's a continuous process, like Fiona said. Everyone's talked about Sadaf. It's a continuous process.
Yeah.
So I truly love that you have said, and then to forgive ourselves as well, because that is a very hard thing to do sometimes. I know it's been very hard for me too. So
it is. Can you believe we got 5 minutes left already? This hour has flown by. Can you believe that? We need to have a part 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. So in a minute, all right, I want you to speak to that woman that's listening. Whatever's on your heart. If she's stuck in something, what word or what encouragement or what love do you want to share? Everybody, 1 minute, go. Sophie, you're first.
I wanted to say, don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to show others your true self. Sit down, work out where your values lie, and then follow your dreams and do it passionately, unapologetically. Be you, be brave, and if you ever want to chat, I'm here. Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, Edlyn.
I want to say you are wonderful. You are a great, wonderful creation of God. Don't try to be perfect. Don't think that if I talk about my pain, I'm imperfect or I'm less than worthy. Pain is a normal thing that we go through, and pain is good because it indicates that something is bad. So pain is a friend actually, but as much as pain is part of our life, it does not have to be a lifestyle. You don't have to live in pain for the rest of your life. So choose your battle, choose what is worth fighting for, and fight for it with all your heart, soul, strength, everything. But if the battle is not worth it, it's okay to quit. It's okay to quit. Living is better, life is better than fighting a battle that you may win and you lose the bigger war. So that's
awesome. Ilona, what would you like to say?
I want to speak to this woman who is bankrupt right now in spirit, in emotion, and in her physical life. I wanted to let you know that you are meant to be on this planet, that you are worthy, you are special. And as I say to everybody, as my tagline, that you are God's masterpiece. You do not need to impress anyone anymore. You are your own person. Go, grow, and grow.
Awesome. Fiona.
I want to say this. Remember that healing is a journey, and you cannot heal what you don't reveal.
Oh, that's a whole show right there. Okay, Sadaf.
Can we do another one?
Awesome. I love all these, motivational thought. I will just add 2 more things in this. Channelize whatever is bothering you to something productive. Like, for example, in COVID, after my trauma, I published a book, Flip. So this is the result of everything that has happened. And in my part of the world, seeking professional help is a taboo. Is not very, appreciated. So if you think you need help, then you need help, and don't go to family member or anybody else. Go directly to a professional help because they know what they're talking about.
Awesome.
And nobody defines your words.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to tell everyone that before you even came to this earth, God gave you your specific purpose, and He did not have a committee there. He didn't have our parents. He didn't have our siblings. He didn't have anyone else there to encourage what their opinion was and what your destiny was going to be. He gave that to you before you even came to this earth. So you are special. You have an amazing purpose in this world, and the world is waiting for you to help and serve others with that purpose. So whatever you've gone through in this life, know that we've all gone through something. And with all due respect, I'm not in any way saying that it didn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt. But focus on the purpose that you were given before you came to the earth. You have a purpose to touch the world with your special skills, your special talents, and you are worthy. Go out there because the world is waiting for you.
Awesome. Awesome. And I just want to say to that woman right now, your story matters. That's why we're here. Everything you've been through, I'm going to try not to get choked up. Everything you're going through, everything you're struggling through. If you can't breathe right now, if you don't know if you're going to make it through the night right now, just breathe. Your story matters, and it needs to be told. That story that you don't want nobody else to hear, that story that's going to cost you your friends, that story that's going to cost you your reputation, that's the story that needs to be told. And because you're going to come through the other side, and you're going to be up here just like all of us, and you're going to get through this. I promise you, baby, you're going to get through this. Hold on, sweetheart, and keep breathing, because you're right at the breakthrough. You're about to break through. And I want to thank everybody for joining. And we didn't even have time to do all the links and stuff, but with all the comments on Facebook, type in all of your contact information for everybody, your website, your emails, all of that, your books, your products, and all of that stuff. Share this, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you, ladies, for such a beautiful, beautiful, the first of many. And we definitely need a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and all y'all ladies, you can hang on while I end the broadcast. But everybody, thank you for tuning in and share this. Thank you so much.